Hello Facebook world, it's Emily here from That Crazy Thing Called Love with a slight confession. So normally at 4:20 every Friday I come live onto Facebook to answer dating questions, and today I've been working really hard. I'm developing an online course which was launching on the 1st of February, and I've been working like crazy, inspired, but like really long hours, like into the night. And this morning I went and helped a mate move house, and then held a baby over lunch with my girlfriends, which was divine. And then completely lost track of it all time and thought for some bizarre reason it would be a really good idea to put a treatment in my hair, completely, totally and utterly just forgetting that A, it was Friday, and B, it was 4 o'clock. And then I was like, oh, shit, 4 o'clock, 4:20 on a Friday. So, excuse me, I've literally got wet hair with some like leave-in conditioner treatment in it, which if my hairdresser is watching, she'll be really pleased. But for everyone else, it's probably a little bit rude. All right, let's get going. So, Friday, 4:20, every Friday. Normally without conditioner in my hair, I go live on Facebook so that I can answer some of your dating questions, some of the most interesting questions that have come in throughout the week to me. So please, if you have any dating questions at all, feel free to PM me. You can either comment in the comments box below or just PM me personally, Emily Chadbourne. I never use your name and I always paraphrase the questions. So please don't worry about me reading out your name and full address and all the details about you and your love life. That's not going to happen. But I also just want to say that I'm normally online for about 10-ish minutes and I try and get through about 5 questions. So this is quick and it's funny and it's punchy, and yes, there's going to be a fair amount of value in it for you, but it is also a very generalized, sweeping generalization that I'm making, because I'm not having a conversation one-on-one as I would with a client. I am literally just going off a Facebook message, so very limited detail, and I'm giving my response to that. So let's put all of that into context, please. Okay, question 1. I met a guy online and we've been chatting regularly. I've recently taken a trip for 3 weeks and has suddenly got really keen to meet me. Now he wants to fly interstate and take me for dinner. I'm suspicious. I'd be suspicious too, to be completely honest with you. I think to be all you've done is have a text conversation with this guy, basically. You can call it online dating, call it what you want, but basically you've had some messages back and forward between you and this other guy. I can see there are people online and I can't see who you are, and I don't know why, because I don't really understand the world of technology. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and I'm sorry I can't greet you all by name, but hi, all of you. So You've only been in message contact with this guy. You've never met him face to face, and now he wants to fly from one state to another state. And I don't know whether you're in Australia or America or some other country, but from one state to another state to take you out for dinner. So this guy, even if he has got more money than sense, still has no sense. Like, why would you? I would absolutely shut this down. That's my personal opinion on this. It feels really suspicious, and if you feel suspicious, trust your instinct on this. I would not in any way, shape or form let him come and fly halfway across the country to take me for dinner when you've never met him. So my response to you would be, I'm going offline while I'm enjoying my trip, and shut it down. I'm going offline while I enjoy my trip. I'll get in contact with you when I'm back in wherever you're from, let's say Melbourne. And when you come back to Melbourne, if you want to, then absolutely you can arrange to meet him. My advice would be meet for a coffee, nothing else, and meet in a very public place and tell all your girlfriends where you're going. Because somebody who is so desperate to meet somebody that they've never met in real life, and I'm just going to tell you this, right? Words, the way we communicate, words are 7%. 7% of the way that we communicate to each other is done through wording. The other 53% is through body language. So how this is, what your energy is like, how you're moving, where you're looking, what your head's doing, and the rest is tonality. And you don't have, so you've got 7%, I'm not very good at maths. That's 93% of communication that you're not able to pick up on because you've never had a phone conversation with him. So that knocks out the other 38% or whatever it is, 33, maths, good at other things. And you've never, physically been in his energy or his presence. And I would be exceptionally suspicious of a guy that wanted to get on a plane to come and meet me for lunch when he'd never met me before. Totally different if you're in the new throes of a brand new relationship and you're completely falling in love with each other and you've gone away for a work trip for 3 weeks and he can't bear to be without you for 3 weeks and he wants to come and surprise you and take you for lunch. That's kind of quite romantic in a kind of slightly full-on way. But no, there is something screaming alarm bells to me there. And if you're feeling that in your gut, stick with it. So my advice would be, get online now, write him a message. Hey, thanks so much for the offer. That's very sweet of you. Be nice about it. You don't have to be a dick about it. Really nice of you. I'm away enjoying my trip at the moment, so I'm going to go offline and cease all communication and just enjoy this time by myself. And if he's an awesome, resourceful guy, he'll be like, what an awesome chick, going off to like hang out by herself for a while. And if he's a complete douchebag, he'll be like, see ya. All right, question 2. I've been very casually seeing a guy from my gym for a couple of weeks, and he confessed yesterday that he's in a long-term relationship. He says he's not happy but can't leave her. I really like him. What shall I do? Walk the fuck away. Walk the fuck away. You've been seeing him for a couple of weeks, so you don't really like him. You really like you really like what he has shown you, which is a complete lie because he's only just confessed to you that he's in a relationship. So actually what he's shown you is that he's a complete douchebag. So you don't really like him. You like the idea of him. You like who he could be. You like who you want him to be. You actually don't like him at all because he's a cheating, lying dickhead. End of. And he may very well be in a relationship where he's really, really unhappy. And there may be a really valid reason why he feels that he can't leave her. None of that is your problem. Unless you stay, in which case it's massively your problem. And you are very, very, very much going to be undermining your value and yourself. And you're never going to be happy. He's basically just said he's in a relationship with someone else that he's never going to leave. There is, what you just going to be the girl on the side for the rest of your life? Nah. Take those stilettos, my friend, strap on your tiara, stick up both fingers and go, thank you ever so much for your time. Enjoy your shitty, crappy relationship. It's not my fault that it's shitty and it's crappy, but you're certainly not going to get any relief from me around it. Like, I really, forcefully, I'm saying that to you. No one wants to be, why would you want to be the other woman? Why would you want to be the second person in a guy's life? You want to be the most amazing woman in a guy's life. You want to be the ultimate woman in a guy's life, not the bit on the side that he sometimes sees because he's not getting enough of it at home. So, number 1, no, you don't really like him because you're in love with the idea of the person that you want him to be. Number 2, he's in a long-term relationship which he can't leave, which tells me that he doesn't have enough self-value and doesn't value his own partner enough, which means that eventually down the line he's probably going to stop valuing you as well. And again, potentially because he doesn't value himself enough. I don't know, I can't comment on him, don't know him. And the fact that you've even asked me what to do tells me that you need a little bit of work on self-love and self-value and self-respect. And I say that with complete, total, utter love for you. If you value yourself and you love yourself, you wouldn't stand for that kind of behaviour. The moment you heard that, the moment you heard him say, oh, yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you. Oh, did I forget to tell you that I've got a girlfriend who I'm not going to leave, but you and I should keep shagging? No chance. Jog on, strap your stilettos on and march out of there. Okay, question 3. I've been messaging a guy online for a couple of weeks now, and I really, really like him. Really, really. How do I take it to the next level? That's a really great question. Well, here's the thing with this one, because really, there is nothing more boring than being in a text relationship with another human being. Yawn, yawn, yawn. And again, it actually goes back to what I was talking about in the first question, which is, remember that when we communicate with each other, we only communicate, 7% of what we communicate is done in words. So again, you are missing out the other 93%. And if my maths is wrong, please let me know. I'm all right with the fact that I can't do maths. The other 93%, you don't know what he sounds like. You don't know what his tonality's like. You don't know if he's being sarcastic. You actually don't know if he's being funny. You're interpreting his words in your own mind, in your own reality, in the way that you see and believe the world to be. And he might have a very completely different meaning and intent behind the words that he's typing out to you. Also, you don't know if he makes you laugh. You don't know if he's spontaneous. You don't know what his energy feels like. You don't know if he's good looking, because you can see people in photos. I mean, we've all done that, haven't we? I mean, who really looks like their Tinder profile? So, my honest advice to you would be, the first step is to get him on the phone and to have a phone conversation, so that you can at least fill in the next 38% of communication with him, which is working out whether or not he's interesting, whether or not he's interested in you, whether or not you share the same sorts of interests, whether or not you share the same sorts of values, and whether or not he makes you laugh. Because if he doesn't do those things, where's the point in wasting a morning having coffee with him or an evening going for a drink with him? That's just a waste of time and depressing. So I would say something like, when he initiates the next text conversation, I would say something like, hey, you know what? I'm having a really crazy, hectic day today. I think hearing your voice at the end of it might make it better though. I'm free for a chat at 7 o'clock. Done. Not, why don't you call me when you want to? You give him a time, or potentially a choice of 2 times if you want. I'm free from about 7, but, you know, free between 7 and 9 or whatever. But I would push this into a phone conversation, and I would do it that way, which is compliment him and make him feel like he is going to make your life better if he calls you, because he's then going to want to do that much more. And you're also saying, you're shutting down this, I have not got time for this bullshit back and forward text conversation, whilst making yourself sound fabulous, as opposed to being like, no, let's talk on the phone, because that just sounds needy and shitty. So yeah, do it with grace, do it with humour, do it with, this is what I want, and give him a time. Don't be like, we should talk sometime this week. Because then you get into that like claw hand thing where you're just looking at the phone the whole time, waiting to see if he's going to call you. So, and you're busy and you're fabulous, right? So you can call him, you know, you've got a window between 7 and 8. Done. That would be my response to that. And then if he doesn't call you and continues to try and text into that conversation, hold your ground and just be like, hey, do you know what? I haven't really got time for this. The text just doesn't work for me. Why don't we have a chat? And just hold your ground. And if he really doesn't want to speak to you, do you want to go out with a guy who's too scared to pick up the phone and speak to another human being? Ooh, probably not. Okay. So yeah, so that would be my you know, in terms of next level, the next level is have a chat with this guy on the phone and see if there is synergy and banter. And if there is, awesome. Then you can move it on to, you know, let's meet for coffee, or let's go for a drink, or, you know, again, just small and sharp beginning. You don't want to be like, oh, let's go to the cinema and then we'll go for a 3-course meal and then we'll have like 17 bottles of wine and then we'll sleep together. That's not a first date. The first date is a quick coffee, a couple of glasses of wine, but at least you can go into that quick coffee or a couple of glasses of wine knowing that even if you don't fancy each other, you've had a nice conversation on the phone, so it's not going to be a complete waste of your time. Maybe you make a new friend, maybe he does end up being a boyfriend, but, you know, don't put that huge amount of pressure on it. Okay, question 4. I'm seeing a guy who's running hot and cold. I'm so confused. I like him so much and I do everything I can to make him happy, but sometimes it just doesn't feel like it's enough. All right, so the problem here is you're doing everything that you can to make him happy. That is the problem. He is pushing the boundaries of what he can do and playing with you. And that's not to say he's a player. He may very well be. Again, I cannot comment on him at all. It may be that he's just a dickhead and a complete player. It might just be that he is pushing. People push boundaries all the time. We all do it. How far can I push this? How far can I push this? How far can I push this? And at the moment you're going, you can push me as far as you want. And in doing so, you're devaluing yourself. And another person will only ever value you as much as you value you. So I want you to completely put those bloody awesome, amazing, and I watch them all, but really unrealistic rom-coms out of your brain. Because I see women do this a lot, which is this kind of like mentality of, I'm broken and this guy's going to come along and he's going to be riding a white horse and he's going to pick me up and he's going to fix me. Blech! no, he's not. He's going to trample all over you because you're going to let him. And it works both ways. I'm talking to women here, and I know this works both ways. I speak to men who don't have boundaries and who don't have a healthy relationship with themselves, and they get walked over by women as well. So this does work both ways. I don't need that kind of feedback, but I am talking to women at a specific woman in this specific case. So my response would be pull back and start putting in some really firm boundaries. Start thinking about what it is that you want from this relationship, what you want from this guy. Oh, all of a sudden, all the names have come up. Oh, hi, Julian. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Nick. Oh, hi, Nick. We need to talk because I want to find out about the thing. Hi, Brie, and hi, thank you very much for tuning in. So my advice would be completely pull back. Start putting those boundaries in now if he likes you, and I'm pretty sure that if he likes you, he's going to like you even more for you pulling back a little bit. So again, it's not done in a bitchy way. It doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be emasculating to him at all. Very calm, very feminine, very lovely, very nice, you know, but very firm. So the next time he screws you over or completely goes radio silent, don't pick up the phone when he calls you 3 days later. Just don't pick it up. Wait for him to call you a second time, or text him back a couple of hours later and be like, hey, I'm really busy today. Can we catch up tomorrow? You are busy and fabulous. And that in his brain is going to make him be like, oh, hang on a minute. I kind of want her a little bit more. So let me give you an example, right? I love a shop. Love it. Pick up a skirt. I'm a size 8. The skirt's a size 10. They've got a size 10. They've got a size 12. They've got a size 14. I'm not massively fussed about the skirt. The skirt's quite nice. I quite like it. Well, I'll try it on. So I go to the shop assistant and I ask them if they have the skirt in a size 8. They look in the back. They don't have a skirt in a size 8. Instantly, I want that skirt now. Instantly, it's the most amazing skirt in the whole world. And nothing has changed. My perception of it has changed because now I can't have the thing that I want. Be the size 8 skirt. And put those boundaries in place. Now, if he's a player, he is going to disappear off the face of the planet and you're never going to hear him again because he's going to run scared. Hallelujah. Dodged a massive bullet. If he's awesome and he's just testing your boundaries here, then there is going to be a switch that turns in him that goes, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, okay, hang on, okay, well, maybe I need to work a bit harder. Now, I'm going to say this very bluntly because it's how I say shit. Men want to chase, and they want to feel like they've earned you a little bit, and they want to feel like they deserve your attention. And by giving, and I see women do this all the time, they meet a guy they like and they're like, oh, take all of me so that I'm going to make you love me. I'm going to give you all of me so that you love me even more. And all that does is make a guy feel, oh, hang on a minute, and a bit confused and a bit overwhelmed and a bit like, this is easy. It's like taking candy from a baby or having the skirt in a size 8. Probably wouldn't have bought it. Can't stop thinking about it. Now I know I can't have it. I'm quite sure how I managed to tie that into my shopping experience, but I did. I hope that helps. So anyway, yeah, my advice is take a massive step back, go out and start living a fabulous life where you start valuing yourself and start building your self-esteem and stop looking for a guy to make your life better. Go out and do that for yourself. And then you won't find yourself in a position because you just won't stand for that shit. You're like, I'm not standing for that shit. Do you know who I am? What do you mean you're not going to call me when you say you call me? What do you mean you're going to pick me up 3 hours after, you know, we agreed you'd be here at 8 o'clock and it's now 10:30? That happened to me once. You can imagine how that relationship ended. Quickly. Okay, question 5. I'm beginning to lose faith. Can you help me? And I'm reading this question out today because I seem to be having an increasing number of these sorts of questions come through in various different ways, worded in various different ways with various explanations, some of them exceptionally long, you know, with, you know, an entire backlog of relationship history, and some literally as short and sharp and sweet as that one, which is, I'm genuinely beginning to lose faith. And I'm just at the end of running a program at the moment for a group of awesome women. Some of you are online. Thank you very much. And in that program, what we're talking about at the moment is changing shit up. And so this is hard truth time now from Emily. Welcome. I often see women having fabulous lives. They have really lovely lives. They're good at their jobs. They're investing a lot of time, a lot of energy. They work a lot. They do have great social lives. You know, it's not like they're sitting at home not doing anything. They're going out. They're socializing with their friends. Their friends are all in relationships now, though. So they're going to a barbecue at, you know, Jane's house on a Saturday afternoon. And in that group, everyone is, you know, in a relationship with each other or in a relationship with someone else, or you're never going to get it, you know, they've been your mate for the last 10 years and have become this sort of brother-sister relationship. So you kind of got to change stuff up. And unfortunately, I speak to a lot of women who are like, well, I don't want to change my life. I don't want to change anything. I just want to have a boyfriend in it. And it's kind of not the way that the world works. That's like saying, I want to pay my rent, but I don't want to have to go out to work to earn it. If what you're doing is working, you've got to start changing stuff up. And that doesn't mean you have to make massive dramatic changes. You don't have to stop seeing all your mates. You don't have to quit your job and just go in the sole pursuit of finding a boyfriend. There are some very small, very graceful, very delicate changes that you can make in your day-to-day life without having to change everything in who you are and what you're doing, that can create more opportunity for you to meet new people. Because sitting at home and swiping on Tinder is not dating. It's nothing that I advocate in any way, shape or form. It's depressing. And looking for a boyfriend is also exhausting. So start by just going out and meeting as many new people as you can. Men, women, young, old, ugly, pretty, fat, thin, doesn't matter. Go out and start meeting new people and expanding your social networks so that you have more opportunity to meet like-minded people, and in that you are much more likely to organically meet the man of your dreams. Don't lose faith, just change it up. That is, you know, if what you're doing now, oh, I think I just spat all over myself then. Attractive. Conditioner in my hair, spit all over my face. Raising the roof on Friday. Yeah, basically. So change stuff up. If what you're doing now isn't working, you're going to have to try something new. But do keep the faith, because love is everywhere. Love is abundant. It is absolutely frigging everywhere, and it's completely at your disposal. Is the wrong word. It's there and it's yours. But I would suggest stop looking for a boyfriend and start embracing life a little bit more and getting to know more people in different contexts and in different ways. And in that, you'll get to know yourself a little bit more as well. And that's awesome. That's a really empowering place to be in. There is other ways that I can help you, obviously. Listen to my lives, because not only are they ridiculous, but I do try and add as much value as I can into them. I am, as I referenced earlier on in the live, a days away from completing an online course, which I have done, which will launch on the 1st of February. If you're interested in getting involved in that and want to know a little bit more about how it works, what it looks like, what it's going to cover, I mean, it's going to cover everything from letting go of your past and really setting yourself a firm foundation of some awesome, solid self-belief, so that you can go forward and have great, clear, wonderful boundaries and a fabulous life and all the mindset stuff that goes around that. But it is also going to go into things like how you spot a player, how to set awesome boundaries, how to date online, although that's one very small bonus module because I'm not a massive believer in it. You know, how to approach a first date, how to get a man to commit, all those kinds of stuff. You know, how to move out of the friend zone. That was one of the questions I haven't read out, which I will read out next week, actually, which came into me just this morning, which is why I didn't make the list, because I'd already done the list, which is, you know, there's a guy at work I really, really fancy. How do I get him to notice me? And, you know, all of that will be covered in this online course at a very affordable price. So, as I say, I'm like literally putting the last little details on it now, and it's going to be ready to launch on the 1st of February, which is really frigging exciting. So if you would like to know a little bit more about that, then please just send me a PM, and I can send you some information about that. All right, thank you ever so much for watching. Hello everybody who has just joined. You might need to go right to the back of the video because I'm just about to sign off, but thanks ever so much for hopping in. You can find me, I will be online throughout the week. Next week, sporadically, but as always, I will always be online at 4:20 on a Friday, so you can be sure to catch me there. As I say, if you would like any advice at all, if you'd like me to answer a question, or if you've got any questions about the online course that I'm launching at the beginning of February, then please just PM me. As I say, confidentiality is key. I won't be reading your name or your situation out on the internet. I will obviously paraphrase as opposed to giving full details word for word of your quandary. All right, I'm going to go wash the conditioner out of my hair. Sorry about that. And wipe the spit off my face because I managed to do that a little bit as well today. Sexy. All right, lovely people. Enjoy your Friday evening.